minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for episode 3 of Unsung. And let's see if we can get off this goddamn bridge. That being said, I am here with the one and only Little Red Dot. I'm here with Radio Johnny Panda. I'm here with the Wizened Fool. And last but definitely least, Video Store Cowboy Johnny. Take us away into the world where we never leave the bridge and we just continuously die spiral.
Bridge campaign.
Yeah.
This is our life now.
Yeah, this is actually Bridge Builder Simulator, the game.
What we didn't tell you is we become trolls.
Yeah.
But we live on top of the bridge. That's the difference.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, so you guys haven't encountered what's under the bridge yet. Have I guys told you what's under the bridge?
I swear to God, if we defeat the Houndmaster and then you have the campaign lead under the bridge, I'm just going to quit.
Taking this bridge down, I will disassemble it.
I'm going to blow it up.
All hands and jump. That's it.
That's when we divert the campaign drastically, become revolutionaries, start blowing up, trying to...
Yeah.
The only thing holding us up to the sky is this bridge.
We're back. We're here.
Screw Gelspar. It's all over. It's over. It's all done. Nope,
Yep.
we're done.
That's the plan.
Okay. Anyways, yeah.
All right, guys, let's get started because we definitely want to get you off this bridge today. So, previously on Unsung, an unending fight with a vicious foe and his bloodhounds ensue as Red stepped in to help a distressed woman as she was chased across Hacksaw Bridge. Forcing the hands of Nalos and Talon, Red engages both the hounds and their master at the cost of his own health. After a harrowing series of blows, Red uses an ability to keep himself alive as Talon and Nalos kill one hound. The Houndmaster closes in, though, calling in more dogs to ensure a win in the fight. However, the villain wasn't expecting to encounter Cathbad, a druid tracking his hounds down. After Talon knocks the Houndmaster off the bridge, he downs two of the hounds. Overextending himself, though, Talon is knocked prone. Red, trying to escape, falls prey to one of the hounds pouncing on him. Cathbad, engaged from a distance, is unable to render more aid. It's Nalos, assessing the situation, that saves the day. Extending his hand to Talon, Nalos gets him up while yelling at Red to pick himself back up and get into the fight. Red stands, fully healed and ready for payback as we fade in. All right, guys. So first things first, like we did last week, I'm going to show everybody what you guys are fighting against. Look at the art. So you look at the game table right now, you can see the hounds. The hounds are there. And then...
Damn those hounds.
And then you're going up against this guy, the Houndmaster, who is actually looking pretty bad. So with all of that in mind, we'll go to the game table, and you will now see that there are only two hounds left, and that the Houndmaster is also looking pretty hurt. Interesting thing about that is that he was really shocked when a certain individual at the back of the sort of the playing field rose up, and now he's really concerned. And so we're at the top of the initiative order here, guys. Do we want to make any changes to the initiative order, which is listed as, and let me read it out to you guys right now: Talon, Grunt Foes, Cathbad, Awakened Foes, and Nalos. That means Red gets to jump back in, but is there anybody who wants to make a change otherwise for the sort of the initiative?
Oh.
All right. Very quickly, just to remind people, I am at 2 hit points right now.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah, I was gonna say he's pretty bad. So I would say like Cathbad.
Yeah. Can we put me first so I can heal him?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, I can do that.
Cathbad, then Nalos, then Talon, then Red.
Red.
That works for me.
Now, so you want to go second? Okay.
Yeah, because I can boost your abilities.
True story.
Right. Okay, and you're close enough, maybe to whichever hound you go to. All right. I just need to get enough from Cathbad to be able to survive the hound's attack. Okay. All right. That works.
All right.
Ooh.
Cathbad's up. So the first thing she does is rejuvenation on you. So that's her first fast action. Wait, do I still get a free? Did you cast it?
Did you get free actions as well? Yes.
I did not. No. I did not cast
you
that.
Did not cast it that time. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I think
Correct.
I cast it on Talon.
So I'm gonna do something drastic. Okay, I take a free action, and I cast Healing Factor on myself. And as long as I take damage and don't fall, I'm just gonna flat heal 1d6. I'm also going to take, actually, no, you know what? Let me put that on him. Okay, so here we go. Got this. Talon takes the healing factor because you're about to go in, which means every time you take damage, you heal 1d6 as long as you don't fall. And I'm going to take my first fast action and give you 1d8 HP back.
Wow.
Yeah, big help. Yeah.
Okay,
Damn.
you take that.
That's pretty badass.
Am I rolling it or are you rolling it?
You can roll it. I'm fine with that.
There you go.
That's a good start.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Sweet.
Nice
Yes,
roll there, Talon.
Yeah,
Thank
right.
you.
So 8 points back.
I'm up to 10.
I
Double
was gonna say,
digits.
that still leaves me. How can I even reach you? Who can I reach? I can't reach
I'm
anybody.
within a range of 5 of you because I'm 4 squares away.
You can
Yeah.
just keep healing him if he can't reach anything else.
I guess, but I can only do it once in a turn, right?
No, you can just. I'm pretty sure you can use your stuff as many times as you want.
It
right?
depends on what it says in the description.
Oh,
Repeat effect. Do it again.
That's what I like to hear.
There we go. So that's 2 fast actions. So you take that, and then I'll do a single slow action, and I'm gonna do wildfire on a pooch. Actually, can I do it on the bad guy?
So you're in range of both the Hound here and the Hound Master here. So your choices are,
Okay.
either of those, right?
I take Houndmaster. You can have some.
Can I bring up something, Kath? Didn't you have wildfire sustained on the dog that should have gone off on your first turn on your
I don't
action?
remember.
Wildfire, that particular Hound is dead. I believe that was Hound 4.
Thank you. You're right. Never mind.
Oh, that's right, because I did kill him. So yeah, you know what? No, it's time. It's time for the Houndmaster.
Just trying to stay alive.
Wildfire. His feet begin to burn from the ground up. So you will take 2d6 piercing damage.
And that's an auto hit?
It says it's range, 2d6 piercing damage, sustained effect, repeat effect. Yes.
if it
Target
doesn't
foe?
say, you just roll. I think if it doesn't say, it's assumed that you make a check.
Yeah, you're gonna make a skill check if.
Oh, that's right. I have to make the accuracy check. Correct.
Right.
I thought you were talking about you. I was like, I don't think that's how it works. All right, cool. That is under 12.
Okay, so that does hit. Does that get? What's your piercing?
6. That doesn't.
Okay, so his toughness is going. It's against his toughness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's those shield, right?
What do you mean it's the shield?
So in the damage description, it'll be deal something damage against toughness. I'm assuming it's his
Against
piercing.
toughness.
Oh, it's piercing. Oh, what kind of damage? Yeah, it's piercing damage. So it's 2d6 piercing.
Oh, it's 2d6 piercing. Okay, go ahead and roll it. Perfect.
Yep. Oh yeah, we decided last time that nice, 10 points
Nice.
of fire
Very
damage,
good.
and I shall sustain that business into the next round.
Okay, so that's your slow action. Is there anything else that you think you want to do?
I
Or
don't
is
think
it
there's
like a
anything else
reaction
I
that you can?
can
Okay.
do.
She was kind enough to heal me twice, so I think unless you have something we don't know about, yeah. I
Right,
think
I was about to say that's about all I can do.
very effective, by the way. Thank
Actually,
you very much.
I'll use my free action because I haven't done it to myself. I'll cast Wild Spring so that my next healing die, I get an extra healing die the next time I heal someone. Next round, boom. There you go.
All right, excellent. So
I'm just
as you,
slinging magic everywhere.
Talon feels invigorated. You can see the sort of the life, the color kind of returning to his cheeks and sort of the life, sort of flowing through his veins as he feels invigorated as he's been pulled up from being prone by Nalos. And at the same time, the fire begins to lick at the boots of the Houndmaster. And you can see that there is a little bit of agony sort of playing across his face, cinching a little bit of the facial paint mask that he is wearing, making the skull painted on his face look, incredibly sort of uncomfortable. As we move to the grunt foes. All right, so we're gonna go with number 5 first. Number 5 is going to pounce on Talon.
Of course it is.
Well, buddy, I'm sorry. You're in range, and it's kind of fun. So
It's kind of fun.
More fun for the storyteller than anyone.
hey, I got to get something out of this because I'm about to have my butt handed to me otherwise. I'm pretty sure. So
That is true. That is true.
All right. So as it reads, move up to 5 squares towards a hero with at least HP and deal 1d10 plus 10. So versus your toughness. So I'm going to roll that right now because it's an auto hit.
Roll.
Yes.
Oh.
But
What's your toughness?
My toughness is 6.
-6. All right.
Yeah. And
that is going to be is that right? That doesn't seem right.
2 plus
Okay,
10.
it does.
Yeah, that's right.
That is right. Okay. Sorry, I was reading that wrong. And then roll me a willpower.
Right, that stupid. Damn it. Yep, my willpower sucks. All right, actually, first of all, I'm going to roll my d6 healing, which I take after taking damage.
Sure, do it.
Okay. All right, 4. So I actually only take 2 points. So,
Nice, very nice.
Yeah, thank you, Cathbad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now I'll roll my terrible willpower check. But come on, you can do it. No, I'm back down again.
All right, you were knocked back prone with a slobbering dog, sort of standing over you.
Yep.
As he makes his second attack, and this is going to be against your toughness. So go ahead and you make your what is it? Yeah, your dodge check.
I get to dodge this time. All right, which is also terrible, but just missed it. All right, nope.
Well, so you also would have had to deal with the effect of being, what is it, unguarded? I think it was, which is the negative
off guard. Yeah, true.
Yeah,
I would have had to roll under a 2. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to roll the same damage again. It is. And how about a 7 there? 7 points of damage to you.
-5 is another 2. Man, this healing thing is awesome. Yeah. That could have been, I would have been really in bad shape if I didn't have that. So neat. Does that mean sustained or?
It is a trigger. It's considered a triggered effect. Trigger condition, you take damage and do not become fallen. Trigger effect, heal 1d6 HP.
How long does it last? Does it last only 1 round?
It doesn't say.
And is that a free action? I need to make sure.
I was about to say, it's a free action for me to cast it.
Well,
I imagine it's just essentially a response.
It's a response thing. Yeah, this is perfectly good. We did it right. Okay, we're all set.
Okay, so I just want to make a quick table ruling since there's no specific information about its duration ending. I'm going to just let it play out, and we can have a discussion afterwards about whether that makes sense. But it's going to play out for the rest of the combat.
Cool.
So
nice.
You can use it every time that damage comes up for the rest of combat. That's a very nice spell, Cathbad. I dig it.
Yeah.
All right, so. The hound pounces on you, swipes at you again, sort of bloodies you up. But as that happens, you again feel a little bit more invigorated as sort of the healing magic sort of responds to that. Nalos, you're witnessing all of this sort of happening right in front of you. You also, you hear this happening actually right behind you, a couple of steps behind you, but in front of you there is a hound approaching you. When you see red sort of just begin to stand up, what do you want to do?
I'm sorry. I thought you said Talon. My bad. I was like, no, that's not
I'm
me.
sorry.
I'm not that person. I was like, I'm not Talon. Cool. So I am going to, first of all, I am going to use Insightful Leader. Your first free action, Talon, is... your first fast action is a free action. Wow. What's wrong with my mouth today?
Start again.
Cool. Great. Good.
You're doing good. You're doing real good.
You're nailing it. You're a total professional.
Does anyone have a condition on them?
Oh.
No? No one's prone. No one's...
I'm prone. Yeah, actually, I have a condition. I'm prone.
Okay, cool. I'm going to use Turning Point, which is a slow action. It's a fast action. Fuck me, right? Remove 1 stack of 1 condition from my target within 7 range, which I believe you are within 7 range of me. You are. Congratulations. Cool. There's a fast action for you. I am...
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That's what I'm here for, to make everyone do their goddamn job.
Sass. Super sass.
And then I am going to stab this stupid dog thing in the face. And then I'm going to hold a fast action. So /R D20 to see if I can beat my accuracy. I do beat my accuracy. Oh, man, 1 away from my penetration. So I beat my accuracy. which is 2d10 versus toughness.
Toughness is 4 for the hound, so.
Okay, so 2d10 minus 4. The hound takes 5 damage. This one in front of me. This number 2 here.
Nice.
And I'm going to bank a fast action in case I need to trigger something.
Cool.
That's really good because privately somebody pointed out, thank you, John, that the second hound did actually not make its attack.
Well,
shit.
John.
So, with that in mind, the second hound is actually going to go at the same time as the hound master.
Well,
so I'm really glad that you banked that action because guess what it's going to do?
Nothing.
Yep. I vote that.
The first thing it's going to do is it's going to pounce you. Pounce. It's going to pounce you, which is an auto hit. Okay. What's your toughness?
My toughness is like stupid high.
Be right back, guys.
It's 9.
Your toughness is 9, really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
You're just tank boy. I love it.
I made a tank.
I hate it. I hate it. So take 11 points of damage as it kind of slashes at you.
Okay. Let me show you how much.
That's still pretty good.
I'm still at more health than some people had to start. So.
I mean, yeah, that would have probably killed me.
That's a fair point, but I also need you to roll against your willpower.
Okay.
Because you're about to be knocked prone if not.
Super shashy.
Cool. Yeah, okay. I'm going to take, what is it, willpower? That's real bad. So it's a D20.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I fail my willpower save.
So you were knocked prone,
yep.
Which means that you were in an unguarded state or off-guard state, which means you take a -2 to your toughness rolls. All right. So because that's an important element of what happens next, which is the dog then leans in to sort of bite at you.
I thought it affected dodge, but not toughness. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Wait a minute. Let's really clarify that real quick, just because it's an easy lookup. Hold on, just 1 second.
It probably doesn't much matter because he rolled a 3.
I dodge.
Well, it does. It actually does dodge. So it's 5.
I dodge.
You still dodge. That's excellent.
I rolled a 3.
All right, that's great because you somehow just sort of roll off to the side as the dog sort of takes a bite at you and tries to take a bite out of crime, but it just doesn't work.
Perfect.
Which means that if you want to use your free action against this thing, you're more than welcome to. Or your held action, your fast action?
Nope. I'm going to save that.
All right. Okay. At which point, the Houndmaster begins to take some of his sort of more sort of aggressive steps, and I'm waiting for Red to step in on this one. So
yeah. The thing that he is about to do, I want to stop him from doing. I can't choose. How do I know which one? I want to stop that healing thing. That's the thing that's really annoying.
You're not going to know what he's doing, but I will declare the action, and then you can talk about. Well, so you're going to know about it when I declare it. So it's entirely up to you.
Sure.
Which one you want to choose to interrupt? So
yeah.
At which point he begins with a disarming lashing out at Talon. And so
he'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
Take it.
Roll your dodge, please, there, sir.
Thanks, buddy. My dodge.
That -2.
No, I'm up. Oh, I haven't got my turn yet. You're right. So I got to get I basically have to get a critical to dodge, and I did it.
Wow.
Totally Matrix that son of a gun.
All right, so
That's
awesome. I have a question that I'm going to leave off camera for another conversation, but that's the first ability that kind of fires off. The second ability that fires off is animal handling.
Yeah, so that's the one I want to try to interrupt here.
Sure.
Yeah, so Red has just sort of struggled back to his feet, and he sees the Houndmaster going back into action, and he seems a little bit resigned that he knows that he's going to be sacrificing his life force once again, and it may just mean that he ends up knocked unconscious again. But he's going to do it as his beads kind of dance and rattle, and he invokes his magic. Let's roll a cap check. That'll do it.
Excellent. So, as he begins to evoke and speak this thing, he notices no change from his hounds. Gets incredibly frustrated and speaks it again.
Okay, I see you.
Okay.
And this time it comes out as a sort of a guttural yell of the same thing, and the dogs sort of hear him and perk up. And they look a lot more invigorated. They sort of, they heal up those 10 hit points that this ability sort of gives them, giving them more sort of vibrance and life as they kind of move, continue to move in, which gives Talon his chance, right? The Houndmaster has not, continued his assault on him. Mm-hmm. The hounds are momentarily healed, and this one sort of that's standing over you is kind of distracted as it's like sort of invigorated, giving you an open opportunity to do.
Well, first stand up using the free action he gave me.
All right.
So, bam! I am now upright. Okay. Now, do I want to shift? That would give me. I have my full. If I shift it, I'll have a slow and a fast left. Can I, you know what? I think I'm just going to try to kill that frickin' hound. This pounce thing is driving me nuts. It's ridiculous. So yeah, he's right there. I'm on the beam. So I am going to do, and I want to make sure I take him down. So with melee action, we're going to do Bone Shatter, I think, and then probably amp that with a staccato strike. So first is a cap check. He said, hopefully. Oh, here we go. It's yes. That is a miss. So I missed on the Bone Shatter, so I'm going to have to do it again, which sucks. Let's try it. Let's try this way because the other one didn't work. Oh my God, I missed twice.
That's not a good roll.
No, not at all. Wait, what was? Okay, the first one was 2d10 plus 2. Why did I roll that?
Did you have a macro setup or something?
Yeah, basic melee. Oh, it's damage I rolled. Whoops. That was not correct. Okay, well, still technically a 16, so.
Well, so go. So that let the 18 be your first attack. Let's do the second attack, just because of the way that the RNG works with Roll20.
Good point. Doesn't matter. Don't matter.
Don't you wish you were playing D&D right now?
Kind of do. Yeah.
All right. So can you narrate for us what happens as you take these actions?
Yeah, obviously the beam, he is not as set on the beam as he thought he was, because I was like slashing twice at the damn dog. He misses both times and probably thinks, hey, I should probably get off this stupid beam. So yeah, that's what happened. He did not have his balance under him and was not set for the attack as he thought he would be.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. And now that leads us to Red. You see this sort of exchange of attack has gone off. You see the Houndmaster has yelled in frustration. You see that the hounds are sort of invigorated, and that the closest one is to you, or the closest one to you is near Nalos, kind of like viciously trying to attack him.
Yes. I don't think. Yeah, I'm not really going to be able to get in range to heal my good friend Talon, but I will start moving that. No, I don't think the action's worth moving, unfortunately. All right, I'm going to use one slow action to try to heal myself so that I can have my HP again next round without dying. So I can imbue health. 1d6 plus 5. Seven HP back.
That's a fair.
Yeah, that'll get me most of the way. And then I will. Now this is on the ground, right?
No, he is not knocked prone.
He's okay. He's all good.
Yeah, he's on.
But apparently still pretty wavery since I couldn't hit for shit.
Nalos, not Talon.
What about me?
No,
Are you prone?
It's all good. It's
I
all
am
good.
prone, yes.
Everybody's good.
I'm just gonna move back into range so that next time I can try to heal Talon if he gets hurt any worse.
Okay, and so that's the end of your. Those are the end of your actions.
Yeah, that's two slow actions. One to move and one to attack.
All right, guys.
To heal. Sorry.
Right. Okay. So we're back at the top of the initiative order. Does anybody want to make any changes to this? Again, it's Cathbad, Grunts, Nalos, Awakened, Talon, and Red.
We can stack our 2 at the top of the initiative instead of doing it at the bottom, can't we?
You can.
Yeah. What do we want to let either Nalos or Talon go earlier?
I would like to go earlier.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea so that you can get a hit in and then you can be healed after.
You still have, you being Cathbad, sorry, you still have that massive FU multi-attack that attacks everybody, right?
Oh, yeah, but they have to be within a square of each other.
Are they not currently?
No, the Houndmaster is not anywhere
He's not next to them. I am sustaining it on him, but unless a hound moved next to him, I can't hit all of them.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think it's safe to have me go last and then just have Talon bump up to the top with Catbad.
I think that's a good idea. Let's let Talon get that hit in.
All right, so is Talon going first or second?
First.
All right. So new initiative order, Talon, Cathbad, Grunts, Nalos, Awakened, and Red.
Yeah.
So, all right, Talon. So, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right, Talon, you're up.
I'm going to slide over here to get more stable. So you guys are going to love this because I did this last time in my Saturday game, and it worked really well. Let's see if it does the same thing. We're going to do Bone Shatter.
Cool. Ooh.
Cheap. Unbelievable.
Wow.
And I tried again. I'd like to hit. Wow, I finally barely. Did I barely hit? No, I still missed. I've now missed. Unreal. Okay, I missed again, both attacks.
This is crazy because last time you were a powerhouse. I mean, you not only knocked the guy off, but then you took down 2 dogs or sent 2 hounds essentially in the same freaking turn. So
yeah, what is going on here? Jeez.
All right, Cathbad. If Talon has nothing else, you are up.
All right, cool. All right, I'm going to do that thing where, oh, wait, you said healing factor. We're going to let it sustain. Okay, so Cathbad is going to take her free action and once again cast Wild Spring on herself, giving an extra healing die for next round. She's already cast it for this round, meaning when she rejuvenates, Talon here, you're not going to get just 1d8, you get 2d8 worth of HP. So that would be
I have a feeling I'm going to need it. So
fast action there. So go ahead and take that. So 2 of those. And then I'm going to move, actually. I think Cathbad is finally going to step into range of other things. No, she's not. She's just going to keep wailing away. So, and you get to take you take automatic damage because I sustained. 2 more 2d6. Let me do that. Don't forget. Oh, that was a sad day of 4 piercing. And then I'm going to cast it. I guess I can continue to sustain it. I get 1 more sustain. I want to sustain. We're going to do Wither. You're going to take, not only are you now burning, but I'm sucking the life force from you. So let me roll to hit you for that. See if it happens. Ha-ha!
Crit.
Wow.
Cathbad is definitely our MVP.
Right?
Yeah, apparently. At least this session.
Yeah, right? Okay, cool.
Wow.
So what does it mean for a crit? I guess I've not rolled one yet.
It just means max damage, right?
Yes.
So you automatically take 10. All right, so take another 10 points, I guess, of damage.
And that's it. What type of damaging is that? Is that piercing damage?
Piercing.
Wow. Jeez. Okay.
Like crits have to pierce as well, right? Just like because you're
yes, it's full. It bypasses it's like the ultimate. Yeah.
All right, so I'm now sustaining 2 of these spells, Wildfire and Wither. Just know next round you'll suffer from a stack of weakness.
Just to confirm, you've got 2 available slots or you got 2 available. Your count for sustainable spell or abilities is 2. Is that correct?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right.
She's like, oh, I imagine her eyes are rolling in the back of her head, and she's like, magic. Cool. I think that is all I can do.
Awesome. Well, that is fantastic because with that, the hounds are now going to move in for their attack as their master is not only having flames starting to lick up his boots and kind of crawl up his legs, he's experiencing agonizing pain. As Hound 5, of course. Sorry, Talon. Wait. What's your HP right now?
My HP is 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna move into attack, or the Hound's gonna move in to attack you.
Wait. Did you take the HP I gave you?
I have to take damage first.
No. This you took flat 2d8 worth of healing last round.
Well,
on top of the d6 that you're already going to get when you take some.
Jesus.
Okay. Well,
Every little bit helps.
Okay, I'm at 17. I just got apparently this is not my.
John, maybe we roll your dice for you instead.
Maybe someone has to. Obviously, God. Well, I just mitigated all the damage I took last round, so I'm back up to 17, but I think I'm still the lowest, so it doesn't. Yeah.
No, you're up, but you're above me.
Yeah, 17 is at what I'm at too. So we're halvesies there.
Analysis, what's your damage right now?
12. My HP.
Are your hit points?
My HP is at 12 right now.
Interesting. Okay. Well, that's interesting because the Hound smelling blood in the air pounces on you, and it's gonna be, let's see, what is it?
Yes, I'm obviously not a threat, so it can go and attack you instead. So.
Well, so that's the way the ability works. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop, that's what the description is. I think I'm going to use the sort of the intelligent approach to this and not do that actually.
Yeah,
I'm just going to attack. I'm going to attack Talon.
Especially since I've been pathetic in the last 2 rounds.
Right. So the pounce is going to hit. It's going to be 2d10 minus your toughness.
Toughness. Yep.
And so that's 12.
I'm going to activate my trigger.
Minus, it's 8 because of I still have the thing going per dealing.
And what's your trigger, Nellus?
If target if target other hero takes damage from a foe, which we just had happen, that hero makes a basic melee or ranged attack at -4 against that foe as a free action directly after. So I mean,
nice.
You get an attack, but with the rolls we've had today, at a -4, we'll see. So
it's going to be interesting.
Isn't a -4 good in this game though?
No.
It's so like if your cap or if your
I have to get 12, under an 8 for accuracy now.
You have to roll under
hit him.
I thought it was a -4 to your D20. I was like, that sounds great.
Yeah.
No, it's a penalty. Anytime a minus is on your skill set, it's a penalty.
I'd be using that all the damn time.
But luckily, did you hit him?
There you go.
Okay, so just to be clear, this is going to happen before you have to roll your willpower in order to figure out whether you're prone or not. So this is this triggers response. You make the attack as this happens. You hit the dog, but then you're going to have to deal with him being knocked prone potentially, and then whatever else the action the dog takes. Yeah. So okay, so you hit. Roll for damage.
Yep. Okay. The good news is it's heavy grip. So 14. All right, better.
14 points of damage is definitely good.
Yep.
So
Actually,
did you didn't make it past your piercing, did you?
I did. That's under my penetration. So yes, it does.
It's under your penetration. Okay, so excellent.
Which is odd because my penetration score is higher than my current accuracy on that attack roll. But yes, all 14 goes through.
Okay.
I finally hit. Needed an assist to do it, but I finally hit. Jeez.
Okay, so that dog looks like it's hurting really bad after you taking a response to being pounced on. Your blade just kind of shoots out. And you are able to kind of create a huge gash sort of along the side of it. But now you're going to have to roll, as you're dealing with the momentum from it pouncing on you, your willpower to see if you remain aloft or you remain standing up or prone.
Nope. Back down again.
So you are knocked down again with, the off guard state, which then, -2 to your dodge because now I'm going to need you to dodge since the dog is going to bite at you.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Nope.
Okay, so against your toughness again, 1d10 plus 10. And that takes you down past, I think, your threshold.
Yep, I'm falling. I go
Do
down.
you still get to roll those d6s from?
I
You
just
do.
rolled 2 points. I took 11 out of 9. I'm down.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's my unstoppable force.
So you the rest of you on the field see the dog, the hound, pounce again, and Talon is sort of falls unconscious as the dog begins to to kind of sniff at him, looking around at what to do next. The other hound makes its attack, pounces again on Nalos, and so that is.
This is not going well.
Well, actually, it's the tide has turned a little bit, and it's in your favor as Talon Nalos only takes 2 points of damage from that auto hit. Or sorry, but he's going to have to roll his willpower now to as a result to see if he's knocked prone.
No, I don't, because I'm already prone because I haven't had my turn yet.
True.
You were not knocked prone last round.
Yeah, it was.
Were you?
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, you pounced me, knocked me prone, and then bit me.
Haha.
You could have sworn you got knocked.
Already on the ground.
No, I didn't.
All right. Okay, right on. So, next attack comes in. It's a bite. Roll it.
That's at a -2, right?
Right. It's a dodge and a -2. That's correct.
I don't think I make that. I don't make that.
All right. For another 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Is
that
that with my toughness taken away?
That's with your toughness taken away. Look at the calculation.
Rolled really high.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you still alive?
Barely.
Okay, this is not going well.
Well, guys, the tide has turned again. I'd like to mention at this point that there are things that folks can donate to help the players.
Right?
Just saying.
If you could, that'd be great.
It's
I have a question.
now.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Is the
These
question,
tide-
can
these
you
tide
donate from
turner
yourself?
actions. On my sheet, hey, you Mike. On my sheet, there are 5 boxes. Does that mean I get to use tide turners 5 times in the game? Is that how that works?
No. You start
Oh.
with 2. You have 2. I don't know why you have 5 boxes. If you took extras, then you'd have like 3 or whatever. But everyone starts with 2.
Okay, that was my question. Okay, so
Yep.
2 boxes is what I have. And
Just be aware, tide turners, don't get refreshed at the end of a session. It's an entire campaign kind of a situation.
okay, that was my next question. Okay.
There are abilities that do refresh them. There is a donation option to be able to refresh a tide turner as well. So.
Oh, hot diggity. Okay, cool. Okay, just wondering because today may be the day. Okay, awesome.
Okay,
Hell, I
so
remember
Nalos has gone down, or no, you're barely
one hit
up,
point.
right? You've got 1 hit point. Okay, so there's a ferocious dog sort of just standing over him as the Houndmaster, assessing the situation yet again, yells out with his guttural cry of animal handling.
He gets to go before Nalos?
Oh no, you're right. Absolutely, I'm sorry. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I thought I was misreading it. You were correct. Nalos, do your thing. You're knocked down and doing your thing. So.
Okay, I'm going to. Okay, I'm going to. You can't use. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm going to fast action. Actually, I'm going to free action. Insightful leader. Target hero made their next fast action as a free action. I'm going to do that to red. Red. This is going to be so. Sam, this is going to be a little complicated. I'm then going to use the ability Battlefield Tempo. The next slow action used by the target hero is a fast action. Meaning, if your first action is a slow action, that becomes a fast action, and your
Which
first
becomes
fast
a free
action
action.
becomes so you basically get a slow
Gotcha.
action as a free action in total.
Very cool.
And I have
Very
one more slow action left. I am how many heroes are within 5 of me? 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, he's a hero, but he's dead. Does that count? It just says
he's not
other
dead.
heroes.
He's fallen.
He's
so.
fallen.
It doesn't denote that they have to be alive.
Well, then what does the ability say?
Heal 5, but an amplified effect is I expend 1 fast action and heal 3 times the number of other people near me, within 5 squares of me. So he is within 5 squares of me technically.
So you will get healed. Red will get healed, and Talon would get healed as well.
It's just me.
He gets healed bonus for other people being close to him.
Actually, no, it's not worth. It's not worth expending because it's fucking. It would be 6 HP as opposed to 5 HP. So I'm going to fast heal myself for 5 HP, and then what is it to stand up to remove the condition prone? Is that a thing I can do?
It's a fast action.
Okay, cool. I'm going to stand up then, and that's my turn. So I'm back to 6 hit points.
Okay, 6 hit points, and you are able to kind of brush the dog off enough with your weapon and just kind of find yourself.
I kind of batter him off with the shield, right? Back off of me.
Right.
Yeah.
And you find yourself standing again in a sort of in a guarded stance.
Yeah.
Dogs sort of snarling at you.
Yeah. And
Thank you for pointing that out, Red.
He looks over to Red and he says, because I guess he probably would have heard Talon make some kind of death noise, right? Or I'm going down, timber. And he looks to Red, like bleeding, dented armor, shield hanging limply, and he looks back and goes, "Get him!" And he's like trying to bash the dog off of him. So that's the narrative of you having a super fast move now.
Amazing.
All right. As Nalus does all of that, the Houndmaster again reassesses the situation. Still, broadcasts his call for animal handling. You gonna do anything about that, there, Red?
I'm gonna hold off on this one. I think I gotta just make sure that Nalus doesn't go down.
Fair point. Fair points. So. You see both hounds feel, more invigorated. The one standing in front of Talon looks incredibly healthy, Cathbad. You're a little concerned about, the situation, given that not only is Talon down, but that hound looks like it's doing really well.
Question. Do I know, because I've been tracking the Houndmaster, if I take him down, the hounds will subside?
You don't.
Damn it. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That's fair. That is fair.
Houndmaster takes a step in your direction, pain still sort of coursing through him, dealing with the agony that he has, from the flame sort of licking up his, boots and legs, and the sort of the agony that he's feeling, and commits a disarming lash towards you.
Okay.
How you doing there, Sam? Are you going to do anything yet?
This is the one I'll go ahead and stop. Well, let's see if I'm successful in doing the stop thing.
I certainly hope so.
Stop it. Stop it.
Oh, that's not enough.
That's not enough.
That is not enough.
It's not enough.
Okay. All right.
So,
bring it on.
Just to be clear, when you rolled this roll, when you did this action the first time, when it doesn't land, you were still taking the hit points. Is that correct?
We talked about this last time. The way it reads to me is because it says the trigger effect is they stop and I lose hit points. The effect only goes off if I hit the cap check.
Great. I just wanted that clarification. Great. Perfect. Moving on, that lash goes off. That ability does 1d10 plus 10 against your toughness, Cathbad. What's your toughness?
5.
You are wow. You are incredibly lucky. So
I stick my tongue out at him.
Right. The whip sort of lashes out as the sort of the end of it just kind of, it snaps at you, giving you a nice big fat, sort of like lashed cut on your arm, but otherwise doing not a lot of damage to you. However,
he says,
however, I'm going to need you to roll me a willpower.
Oh, okay. I
really hope you're good at this.
6. Okay. So I guess, okay. So yes. So I have a 6. Oh, 1 over. No.
So you're going to take 5 stacks of weakness.
I don't know what that means.
I'm going to read it to you right now.
Okay.
Weakness is a -1 to action damage per stack. So you now have basically what you have is a -5 to damage right now
Okay.
until you were able to clear the stacks of weakness.
Okay.
Or until the round, sort of the combat ends.
Okay. So -5 to all damage I deal.
That is correct. To action, so specifically to action damage. I'm sorry. I don't think this affects your sustain.
Oh, good.
Correct.
I shall just continue to sustain. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Damn it. Why did I say that?
All right, cool. Yeah.
And so he's still, and so that's his third action because he took his move. He healed the hounds, he took his move, and then he lashed out at you. And so he is now done, bringing us to Red. It's time to shine, buddy.
Yeah, all right. So first things first, I get to do a slow action as a free action. So Red is going to go ahead and heal his good friend Nalos.
Damn it, Nalos.
For 7. Not as much as we could hope, but it is something.
Still not bad.
And then I will do a slow action to heal Nalos again for 8 HP. I will do a fast action to do something that we haven't seen Red do just yet. I think like what this looks like, I've talked a little bit about like this sort of dark, nasty, sort of malicious aura that forms around Red as he takes damage and sort of fights. And I think he sort of clasps his hands together, and we see the prayer beads change their strange dance and almost seem to glow a little bit as he uses his rebirth technique to raise Talon and give him 10 HP.
Nice.
Sweet.
And
Sweet raver action.
Fast action.
Wow. Thank you. And I have 10.
Yes, I can only do that once per encounter, though, unfortunately. So that's all I got on that. And then the last thing I can do for a fast action, I am going to whip a knife out at this doggo right there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Make the attack happen, buddy.
That'll do it. It will not get below my... it will get below my pierce because of my Vengeful Revenant. So I do full damage on this, which I believe is a D6 for the knife. Sorry.
Yes.
Yep. All right, cool.
All right. So that blade kind of lashing out just does not go well. And the hound again starts to look really bloody and looking, sort of more hurt for the situation as it stands. Which brings us back to the top of the initiative order. And so, is there any desire to change? Because as it stands right now, it's Talon, Cathbad, Grunts, Nalos, Awakened, and then Red.
I'm good with it.
I'm down to go first. I'll give someone else that super awesome ability to take a free slow action.
Oh.
I only have 10 points. I'm going to go right back down again. So
We could go Nalos, Talon.
We could go Nalos Talon.
Yes, let's do that.
Cool. So then, yeah, I'm going to do Battlefield Tempo, which makes your... Go ahead.
Hold on just one second. I just want to make sure that Cathbad is going between Grunts and Awakened. Okay, great. I'm sorry. Continue.
Battlefield Tempo, which makes your first slow action a fast action. Insightful Leadership, which makes your first fast action a free action. And then I am going to... remind me again, Johnny, what's the glass do?
The glass causes a negative in respect to movement and also causes damage.
What's the damage?
I believe the damage is 3. I am confirming that right now.
And it's just when you step on it, you just take 3 damage?
Yes, and it's a sustained effect until you move off, if I remember correctly. Okay, so here it is. Broken glass is littered across the bridge. When a combatant enters a square with broken glass, the combatant loses 1 HP and suffers -2 to their move actions until their next upkeep phase.
Okay,
so it's not
one hit point and I can't move. Okay, that's fine.
One hit point and your movement sucks.
That's fine. Okay, cool. So he Red reaches over and he wakes up Talon, and Nalos, following the gaze of whatever his chakras aligned and did, he looks back and he says, "Talon, bring it down!" And he points to the other dog. And then I'm going to use a slow action to use Valiant Strike. Valiant Strike against this creature here. So
pretty puppy number 2.
Yeah. Oops, that's not how you roll a d20 in this game. /R.
Is it?
I miss. However, I get to... I do that and I make a shift directly afterwards. So I'm going to shift into this glass. And I'm going to take 1 hit point. And in doing so, narratively, I shove Red, to get his ass up there. And that's what I'll do. And that should be my entire turn.
Excellent. Which Talon. Talon.
Don't ship us yet, Johnny.
Yeah. Got a long way to go for that, folks. All right.
Talon, you have just been revived. Describe what happens when you were revived and what you're going to do to Hound at number 5.
Well, he opens his eyes, takes a deep breath, realizes that life is renewed within him. He feels somewhat better. I'm going to burn that free fast action. I'm going to use a tide turner because, dear God, we need it. I'm going to do Unstoppable Force, which heals half of my max hit points. So I go from 10 to 25 hit points.
Nice.
To stay alive a little bit longer. I'll have to burn a tide turner, which not terrific. So I only have 1 left for the campaign right now. I'll mark that later. All right. And then my first slow is a fast action, as you said. So, Johnny, how bad does the what's his face look? Does the
Houndmaster?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in a lot of pain. He's the agony with which Cathbad has put him in not only appears to be coming from inside, but there are definitely flames licking his legs, crawling up from his boots and the ground. So he's in a lot of trouble.
And this hound looks pretty, but the hound looks pretty decent.
Number 5 is alive, buddy. Number 5 is alive.
Yeah, see, we gotta stop this guy from freaking healing him all the time. That's our biggest problem. It would help fight. So yeah, he may point me to the dog, but I'm going after Doofus here. So let's see if my first slow is. So right now, I can. All right, so I can shift and still get 2 attacks on him, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to close on this check off, and then we're going to try Bone Shatter yet again because one of these times it has to freaking hit.
I don't know. You know what? Bone Shatter might hit, but you could also try what you did last session, which is knock his ass off the bridge. You never know what's going to happen that time.
I got a 6. I'll take that. So
you're going to take. Wait a minute. You're going to take knocking his ass off?
No. I'm taking the damage. I'm just going to cut him down. Look, he was healing up as he was hanging off the bridge. That doesn't help us.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep. All right. So I finally tagged him. This is Heavy Grip Bone Shatter. So now, do I want to blow? Hold on. 2p is only that's 24. I want to expend the fast, and I still have a slow left. No, do I? Yeah, because this is actually this slow action is my fast, so I still have a fast and a slow. I am going to expend the fast action to deal 24 points of damage to him. Just bam. That's what Bone Shatter is all about. So I deal 2 times my penetration, which now is a 12. So he takes 24, and he takes all 24 of it.
Describe to me what the attack looks like on him when you nail him. When you literally kill him.
So, good. So Nala says, what do you say, down the dog or whatever? And I look at him, look at the dog, slide over, and as I'm sliding, bring my 2-handed sword over in a chop right across his shoulder and down across his chest, pretty much opening him from shoulder to his hip, and just slash. And then pull it back for another round in case I need to. So I'm ready to strike again if I have to.
So this hit is so good that as you're slicing through him, you don't realize that you're actually cutting him literally diagonally in half.
That'll work.
And he stands there just for a moment, just kind of, his eyes go wide. The skull, sort of painted on his face, shifts, and it just becomes, even more white as the rest of his, sort of complexion just begins to drain of blood as he realizes what's happened. And he gives a one last guttural cry as he begins to fall back. And as he's falling back, the top half of him sort of slides off Darth Maul style, and he begins to fall end over end in two pieces into the abyss of the miasma below. And as he's making this guttural yell, Hound number 2, sensing the situation, takes off and starts running, giving Nalos, I'll give you an attack of opportunity here.
Cool. Yeah. Fuck this guy. I hit.
How much damage do you?
2d10. So let's see. R2d10. Wow, not 12d10. That's a lot. That'd be a lot of damage.
Be beautiful damage.
12 damage.
Tell me what it's like when you kill this thing.
Cool. So I've basically shifted around and put myself on broken, shattered glass. That hurts, despite the fact that I'm not a heathen and wearing shoes. Unlike possibly red. But
it's really sharp.
Yeah, it's very, very. It goes through, plate greaves. Apparently, it's the sharpest glass known to mankind. But I basically shifted around this thing, shield out, spear in the notch to try to get Red out of here. And in shifting so, while the dog's paying attention to its master dying, I just kind of get it in the ribs, and it's enough to bring it down.
All right. The other hound is still up and growling just aggressively at Talon, giving us, sort of making its sort of last stand effort as Red. It's now your chance. This hound is ferocious and growling as its master.
Cathbad didn't get to go.
Did she? No. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You're right.
Oh, I go after Talon? Okay, cool. There's not really
actually,
anything,
you know
right?
what? I just realized I skipped over a bunch of things. That hound is going to, that other hound is going to get to go. But
Damn it.
I have to. You had to remember that.
Hounds go, then cat bad.
Should have just kept my mouth shut.
yeah. Well, since you reminded me, it's like, all right. I was in a rush to the excitement of watching this combat in, but let's see what happens. So, Talon, how you doing, buddy?
Yes. Better now that I killed the Houndmaster.
Because that
Bring it.
That hound is going to pounce on you again.
I knew it. I had a feeling.
And so, with that, we're going to deal with, how does 12 points of damage work for you? Don't forget to roll your d6. There you go.
I took 10. Ow. Well, still at 15, so not bad. I guess I'm glad I burned that 10 turn. Although this should be over pretty soon.
And
yeah. And guess what? What's he gonna do second time?
Give me a weakness roll. Or sorry,
roll. You're right. Yes, stays upright.
Fantastic.
Rolls are turning around.
Beats him off.
Right.
Yeah,
And now give me a dodge.
There you go. Now this one I probably will not make.
Because he's going to bite at you.
Yeah, he bit me.
All right. So when he takes his bite, it comes out for a whole 11 points of damage. And so this sort of ferocious thing just comes up and just nabs at you. Cathbad, it is your turn. What are you going to do to this puppy?
Okay, I want to kill it. Almost the same stuff is gone, but at this point, screw it. Screw it. I'm gonna use both my slow actions and wither. You watch as black energy begins to suck life out of it, and I'm gonna light it on fire. So we'll do one at a time here.
Perfect.
For each one. That one does not. That went over my accuracy. So that would be the wildfire, but the wither is still up for debate. Yeah, and that's critical.
Nice.
So go ahead and take that D10 piercing flat, sir.
Straight D10, huh? Okay.
D10.
All right. So 10 points of damage to hound number 5, who is now looking a little more bloody for the wear as the skin is starting to, kind of molt a little bit with pain as you can see the agony kind of coursing through it. All right,
I'll just sustain it to be on the safe side.
And great. Is there anything else that you can do at this particular point?
Other than a free action, you know what? Who is nearby? For Talon, I'm going to go ahead and use my free action to give you an additional damage die.
Is he?
Yes.
Alive?
Yes.
Nice.
Me? Yeah, I'm at 4 points.
Oh, okay.
Damage die? I'll take it. Oh, that's awesome.
You take that damage die.
Yep, I will. Okay. Oh, this is going to be fun if I can pull it off. All right.
Cool.
All right. Well, since there's no awakened foe, it's Red's turn. Red, as I was trying to indicate earlier, it's now your time to shine again.
Okay. So I don't want to get cocky here, so I'm gonna heal my friends and not try to feed this dog. So I'm going to heal Nalos. I'm gonna heal Talon twice.
Oh, neat.
Not great, but 16.
I'll take it. That puts me back up to 20. Thank you, dude. That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, and then that's gonna be my whole shebang here.
And that's going to be your slow actions? Both of those are...
I'm just gonna go slow and heal him for both.
All right.
Just be safe. I don't want him going down.
All right, excellent. Which brings us back to the top of the initiative order. So there are no awakened foes at this particular point. Does anybody else need to go before?
I want the kill right on this beast.
Okay, so you're going to go first.
Yep.
I mean, the rest of it sort of, is if there's anything that anybody can do to support that. Otherwise, I think Talon should just go ahead and start this.
Go for it, because he's got that extra die too.
I'll just go. I'll be the only one to go after the grunts.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
if it gets there.
Okay.
I'm gonna use focus, which focus skill check for +1 die to next damage or healing action. Let's see if I can actually do it, though. Of course, that always is a challenge. Oh, really? Just do it this way. Boop. Yes.
Nice.
Okay. Now I just need to hit, but this means I'll be doing 4d12 plus whatever my top power is. Like if I can do this. So here we go. Of course not. Nope. I missed. That was a waste. All right. And then I have a fast action left, which means not much I can do on that. I guess I'll throw a freaking hand axe because that's all I got. And nope, missed that too. So my 2 attacks still miss. Unreal.
Okay, your attacks and efforts all with valiant.
Dog apparently is invulnerable. It's to me that must be it. That's why I took the Houndmaster out. The Houndmaster was easier to kill for me than this animal. Oh my god!
Well, this hound is ferocious and furious at the death of its master. So it's doing its thing. But Nalos, you're up.
Cool. I am. He looks like he's got it. Cathbad, you might be too far away. Hold on, let me double check my ranges here. Where is this one? Valiant Strike. Just the thing, and then the other thing. Where are your? Never mind. I found it. I think. I don't know how long. What's the distance on this? Damn it. I don't know what the distance on fucking little guide leadership is, which is my class ability, which I don't know what the hell that even is.
Does it give you a specific indication of a range?
It doesn't.
Then just use it.
Cool. In that case, I'm going to make a skill check. My skill check being leadership. If I succeed, one other hero gains advantage on his or her next attack roll. So this is going towards Cathbad.
Yes.
So let me see here. How do I roll? I succeed because my leadership is a 14. And then I am going to use Battlefield Tempo to make your first slow action a fast action.
Yes!
That's both of my slow actions, and as a free action, I'm going to make your first fast action a free action. So you have your slow is turned to a fast is turned to a slow.
Okay, cool.
And you have advantage on your next attack.
I hate all of the things. Cathbad, you better kill this thing.
All right, well, I'm gonna already. It takes 1d10 piercing, right? Or just a critical carryover for sustained. Because it's a repeat effect, so usually you just go with the roll before.
Think so?
You roll for damage. You still roll.
I still roll for the damage. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It's a 1d10. Yeah, just because you
Okay.
have the cap, it's a 1d10.
Boop. So 6 points just automatically for the last one. Let's go ahead and take advantage on this roll for wildfire, which actually, yeah, okay, that works. Okay, we'll go. Yes. Okay, it's 1 under my accuracy, correct. All right, so 2d6, and you said I get advantage. I'm not exactly sure if that qualifies because I hit anyways, but oh no. Oh wait, that was only 1d6. 2d6, so only 4 points of damage from the wildfire.
Hold on a second, but that wasn't under its piercing, or that wasn't under your piercing roll, right?
so
Your rating.
I did a second roll that is piercing.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so Wither was the sustained one that was piercing. Wildfire is also a piercing of 2d6 if I make it under my accuracy, which I did.
Okay, great. All right, so that is the dog is now. I mean, the hound is starting to hurt really badly. You can see that there are cuts all over its, kind of forming all over its body as it's starting to bleed a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take a free action. All right, I take a free action. I'm gonna give a damage die to Talon. I'm actually gonna take and give healing factor back to Talon, so that you get that d6 if you take damage next round. And because you made a fast action, a free action, you're also going to take 1d8 health. So let me just quick roll it up. 8 points of healing for you on top of the 1d6 coming your way.
Good.
All that I can do, other than just sustain that damage.
Nope, that's perfectly fine. Together, awesome. Mostly you apparently, but together we'll take this thing down.
Let's do it. So close.
Yep.
Okay.
I still have those 2 dice waiting. I just got to hit the damn thing because it's my next damage. I haven't damaged anything yet. So
I'm surprised 14 did not. What did I roll? Oh no, I didn't. I rolled 10, just 10 points that round.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
All right. With Cathbad's, attack sort of, doing some serious damage to the thing, but Hound is still up. Number 5 is still alive. Guess what? He's going to attack Talon.
Mm-hmm.
Surprise. With a pounce.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see how much damage it actually does.
Luckily.
So give me a roll.
2
points.
Wow.
Thank you.
Nice.
Nice. That ability persisting through the rest of the combat is really doing good for you. All right. So he takes 2 points of damage, and now he's going to bite at you again. Please roll your dodge.
Yep, that's fine.
All right. So you missed your dodge?
My dodge is 4.
Okay, just confirming.
Yep, no worries.
Right, great.
Mm-hmm.
So
my dodge is terrible.
With 13 and roll your healing.
Yep. 12.
So 12.
That did hit that hurt a bit. Yep. So all right, I guess
dog is ferocious and vicious and still trying to do whatever it can to the person who killed its master.
Yep. Well, I'm about to revisit it on okay.
All right, Red, you're up.
All right, I will move. And I'll try to hit this guy. Well, should I? I'll heal Talon again.
Mm-hmm. I swear I can kill it. I must kill it.
6.
That's fine. It's all good. Yep. All right.
And that's it. That's all you can do, Red?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm moving
okay.
heal. Yeah, yep.
Back up to the top.
I would like to go first unless someone has a really pressing reason to.
I think we can stick with that order.
I mean, that's fine. Unless you want me to do the quick damage that it's already going to take for sustaining, but...
Nope. I want to cut this thing in half.
Do it. Go for it.
I want to try to. There we go. All right. 4d12. Here. 32 points of damage plus, I think, 3. I get extra damage. So 34. Oh, and tier plus 1. No, I already got that.
I don't mean to take away from the calculations, but just tell me what happens when you kill this thing.
Okay, yes, 34. So yeah, I flail at it last round. It savages me, and I just Talus lets out this guttural roar, much louder than the Houndmaster or any other noise he's made up to the battle at this point, and literally chops the thing in half, just leaps it into the air, brings his sword down on its head, and splits it, and the thing just falls over.
With blood, sort of flowing from its body, it takes one last sort of, snap at you and just collapses.
Covered in blood and just sweat, and just like...
Congratulations, guys. You were out of combat.
Jeez. I turn to the new and have a kind of a. I've never gotten a look at Cathbad for real. I never had a chance before he left in combat. And for a second, he like starts because of course you have that bone mask on your face, but it's like, no, she was helping us. So like, I don't know who you are, but I appreciate your intervention in that little fracas.
Yes, I have been chasing him for quite a while.
I look at the upper half of the Houndmaster, that, and then kick him over the side. Oh, what business did you have with him?
Not business. Debt to be paid for what he did to these hounds.
Well, consider it paid in full. And then I turn to the woman and step over here. What is she doing right now?
She's assessing the situation, kind of looking around, and begins to put herself back together as she kind of stands up. And as she looks down at the hounds, at the feet next to both of you, she kind of spits on it. She says, "Thanks. First time anybody's ever helped me in Gelspar."
It was the first time for everything.
Red will walk over and will say, well then. Holds out his hand.
You're holding out your hand to whom?
To the lady.
Oh.
You are a square away, you realize. You're kind of holding it away while you're like 10 feet away from her or something, or 5 feet away from her.
So
there you go.
She looks at you and she says, what are you expecting?
How will you be paying? However you like. If you don't have gold, a psalm or a song, something I haven't heard before.
How about I tell you the tale of me leaving, so that my bad luck does not catch up with you?
Oh well, it's terribly ill luck not to return a favor. You see, good begets good.
Good does beget good, and I appreciate all of your efforts as she's continuing to kind of right herself. And as you're about to say something else, you see her reach up to her left arm and pop it back into place as she gives a little grunt of pain. And you can see that there is really nothing else that she has but the rags on her back. Essentially she's wearing a cloak that's sort of tattered, and the clothing is just terrible, and her feet are not, in any way sort of shown a shoot of any kind.
I'd say it was good luck you ran into us. Bad luck that my friend here was so eager to come to your aid, but what's done is done.
Cathbad all but slithers over there. She kind of walks, and as she does, you can hear the bones attached to her rattle. And when she gets close, she realizes her staff is actually made of the spine of some kind of giant creature. And she leans in and she says, "And why would the hounds chase you?"
Yeah, and you, Talon kind of grunts at that as if good question.
She looks over at Cathbad, and for the first time, you see a little bit more of the fright that you saw when the hounds were chasing her kind of play across her face. And she says, "The chasers want anybody in their little group. They'll recruit anybody by force. They've taken my brother. They'll take me too if I let them." And I must be going now. And she begins to try to turn away from all four of you.
Oh no, Cathbad's not having that. She probably just tips the staff out, the spine staff, and she gets just a little closer. And
I believe you, but I feel you are being honest, less than truthful.
Seems like the Houndmaster was going to an awful lot of trouble to bring you back to wherever he wanted you. Much more than just a simple Gelspar drab.
I find it truly incomprehensible that you don't have anything. A single story or a poem? Nothing?
Katha just cranes her head over. You can't even see the look underneath the skull mask. She just
look at him like,
She looks to Red, and for a second sees a kindness on his face.
Aw.
And says, I have no payment for you now, but we may meet again, and I promise to pay my debt. And she continues to turn, and for the first time, Nalos, you notice that she's turning away while she's engaged with the rest of them. You notice a glow coming from a hole in the back of her cloak along the backside near her waist.
Oh, she's walking the way we're going?
Yeah, she's trying to...
We haven't let her. She's trying to leave. We're not letting her though.
Right, she's trying to go the same way we are.
Right, she's trying to turn away from you, and as she's trying to turn, she's still keeping her sort of presence, towards Talon, Red, and Cathbed, and that's where Nalos is able to kind of see that there is something subtly glowing from the backside of her, under her cloak. You see a faint purple glow.
Does that hold any significance to Nalos? Things that glow purple? Is that like a...
It's the same type of thing that you might actually see kind of radiating from a crystal shard from Hearth Crystal.
Cool. Yeah. So let's say I didn't move him, but let's just say Nalos is okay with you guys.
Oh, you had plenty of time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And actually, Hound number 5 is gone.
I was just letting the... we don't need a map here anyway. Go back to the RP screen. So seeing her walk away right over the giant hole in the ground, I think Nalos...
Magic.
Yeah, Nalos will walk up next to her as she's trying to turn, and he puts an arm around her, and he looks back, and I think he attempts to make some kind of connection with Talon, keeping up his ruse of being a mercenary, and he gives what he thinks is a knowing glance, go with me on this. Whether that comes across or not is entirely up to John. But he puts an arm around her, and he says, well, it just so happens that we're going the same way as you, so it's best if you stay with us for your own protection. And he starts walking towards the other side of the bridge.
I'm close enough to my insight check where he said, "Did I say something?" Let him do it. So, yep.
No, you don't seem to understand. If other chasers see you with me, they're going to cause trouble. I'm marked. I really am.
Marked?
By what?
I'm marked for acquisition. They want me.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Is her back still to everyone else, or how is what?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
As you're beginning to walk her, and she's trying to struggle. That's when the rest of you see the purple glow coming from through the cloak on the backside.
I think as she says she's marked for acquisition, he puts a hand to guide down the small of her back, and he grabs onto whatever's in the small of her back.
And what you reveal is a crystal shard as you kind of pull it away from, through her back. And she looks and she says, no, give that. And she immediately tries to reach for it as you kind of hold her at a distance.
Now I have the sword out because I never put it away, first of all. And now I got the sword out you leave him alone.
She's
so I just swing it up like this.
That was mine. I need that. And she...
You are technically correct. That was yours.
Nice.
Where does a woman of this city find something as valuable as that?
and she looks at you shrewdly for the first time, and you see the sort of the intelligence and sort of the machinations that are going on inside of her head, and she says, "Starlight Commons, of course. I had to steal it myself before the Baron showed up with all of his minions. Who knew that the merchants and the chasers were working together? Now give it back to me. I need to go. Give it now." And she reaches out again for it, despite Talon's blade sort of pointing at her.
Take that hand back before I take it off.
She snatches it back. She snatches back her hand, and she says,
"Our kindness only extends so far, woman." Johnny, I have to ask a real quick question.
Go ahead.
It's general knowledge, even for anyone, that the Gelspar crystal is failing. That's like known. Right?
So, Elise made that as she vaguely implied that, but yes, you would have heard rumors. Even as a mercenary who's not a sort of a resident of Adriel, you would know generally that Gelspar's crystal is fading.
Yeah, you're the problem here. Stealing for whatever purpose you have and dooming all these people to a slow death. You're lucky I don't send you after the Houndmaster for what you've done.
Kathy,
and for the first time, steps back, and she puts all of them at the end of her, and she says,
"And what are 3 ruffians doing saving women on a strange bridge?"
That is an excellent question, and I have an excellent answer. I am on a path.
The floor is his.
A rocky and long path. It winds and twists, sometimes doubling back on itself, but always progressing in the long run. And you see, sometimes this path takes us across folk that we must help as one would help ourselves, such that we can further our way along the path. You see, if this woman had tripped and fallen, I had to help her up, because if I hadn't, something bad may have happened to me farther down the way, and then no one would have been there to help me. Does that make sense?
What he means to say is that we were crossing the bridge and completely ignoring this entire scenario, and then he interjected himself, and here we are.
Talon just nods.
We just want to go that way. And he points the direction that he's like half facing.
"Then give the woman her crystal."
It is not hers. She did not buy it. She stole it.
Right.
It is not hers to take.
She did admit as much.
Uh-huh. And we are recovering it because this is what's keeping the ground under your feet in the air. She is slowly destroying it by doing so. She is not getting that crystal back, and I'll have words and steel with anyone who says otherwise.
Nalos looks at Cathbad. You look like you're like from nature, right?
"Oh,
as much as one can, right?
yeah."
He like looks
at that bone skull mask thing, but other than that, it's all good. Yeah.
Well, you could just be a creepy weirdo, to be fair. I've played with Dr.
Okay, Mike.
I'm 50-50. Look, I'm 50-50 on that.
Yeah, she looks straight, like she looks out of place here.
He turns to you and looks at you and says, "If you believe in the rule of the land and that what you take is yours to claim, she took this and I've taken it from her and now it's mine."
I'll go with that.
It is a little bit hard to argue that if stealing is okay, that he couldn't steal it from her as well.
He looks back at both between Cathbad and the woman and says, "You're welcome to try to take it back."
You're just going to give it back to the Baron, aren't you? You're heading to Starlight Commons now. You're in league with him too, aren't you?
Not the intent, no.
Then what good is the crystal going to do you? For me, it's going to save part of my family. I might be able to buy back my brother with that crystal.
Good
the
question.
Chasers.
What are you 3 going to do with such an item?
Just correct my memory, Johnny. We're totally just giving it back to the Baron, right? That's the guy who hired us, right? At the end of the day. It's been so long on this bridge. I've lost track of days and weeks.
We've been here too long, man. I don't even know which
which direction I was headed.
I've been perpetually locked in combat with dogs for like what seems like an entire season.
So you do know that you are going to speak to him about the Starlight Common, or the crystal, the Hearth Crystal at the center of Starlight Commons inside of Gelspar. You don't know that if it's this crystal, that this crystal shard specifically. However, common knowledge would let you know that it would take more than a crystal shard of this size, because think of it like a ballpoint pen, or even smaller. It might even be the size of like a sewing needle, kind of a thing. A crystal this small is not going to, save Gelspar by itself. What you do know is that crystal theft, could eventually cause what Gelspar is experiencing.
Okay. So he looks to the woman. Do we have a name for this woman? She hasn't given us one, right? Just random woman.
She has not given you one.
And he says,
would you like to ask her her name?
Nope. I have no time for that business.
Sure.
He looks to her and says, "You said the Chasers have your brother, and this
Yes.
crystal you think would buy him back."
Chasers have needs of many crystals. I yes.
And you have the misconception that you presenting yourself and the crystal, they won't just take both of you and keep your brother.
That's probably what they'll do.
This crystal will buy me my freedom and my brother's freedom. I'm not stupid. Just taking unconventional means.
We're dumb enough to almost get caught stealing it in the first place.
He
I'm not
reaches
sure
up.
all that's smart.
He reaches up under the shemagh, and you hear like the jingling of chains, and he pulls out. Like you see, like it's nighttime, right? You see like the glint of metal that he pulls out of his hand, and he presses something into her hand, because I assume she's still grabbing for the coin or grabbing for the crystal, and he says, "This can also buy your brother's freedom. Take it to Starlight Market. Someone will point you in the right direction."
And she kind of she takes it in her hand and looks at you, and she kind of just is not sure what to think at first. Jingles it.
It's about the size of whatever makes for the highest currency in Axia, except the normal stamp of whatever the Regency's crown, royal currency looks like. It doesn't look like that. So she would notice that it's currency, but it's not the currency that is normally traded in, as if this is some kind of like a token that will get you somewhere else.
She looks at it. She looks at you. She realizes that she's not going to be able to do anything as she assesses the rest of the situation. And she tucks it immediately. You see it get tucked immediately into her clothes, quicker than you would expect. She says, "Fine. You better watch out, though, if you're heading towards Starlight Commons. The Baron has his own men on top of the Chasers. It could be a precarious situation if you're not with him." And she slowly begins to kind of creep back, seeing if any of you...
That coin is a contract.
She looks at you in shock. "What have I committed to?"
Bring it to Starlight Commons and find out. Or don't. And he starts to go towards he like takes the crystal and pockets it and starts to leave.
She's continuing to back towards the far side of the bridge, away from all of you, cautious not to turn her back on any of you.
As she like starts to get out of earshot, Red turns back to his companions and goes, "I think that woman is a liar. She seems the type that would have a very interesting life. I think she has a lot of stories."
Well, you ain't hearing any of them tonight. Now let's get going. We're already almost late for our appointment.
It's incredibly ill fortune.
Stroll off the bridge. I not giving her any more. Not giving her another glance.
I was about to say, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, Cathbad comes off the bridge, I guess off the same end, and breaks away from all of you. She says nothing.
Yeah,
she just starts off in the opposite direction.
I was gonna say, like, as soon as we get off the bridge and we start to go our separate ways, Nalo stops and goes. He turns back to you and says, "Hey, name?"
You don't know your name either.
Yeah,
she stops, and for the first time you guys see the back of her, and you realize she has multiple masks slung like around her shoulders and neck, and they all hang from the back, so she like changes them out depending upon scenario and situation. Along with all the other bangles and whatnot.
Other spines,
and other spines and skulls and whatnot. And she simply stops. She doesn't turn around, and she says, "I am Cathbad."
Well, you're pretty good in a fight, Kath. Bad.
It's excellent to meet you.
She goes, "It is Cathbad."
Yeah, I guess we're not quite on nicknames just yet.
Either way, we're probably going to run into more of those Houndmasters and more of those dogs or whatever the hell they were. If you want to kick some ass, we're going this way.
I do not exist to kick ass.
All right.
So that was a little bit rude, but I think what he's trying to say is, my name is Fourth Red Blossom, grows in rocky soil. You can call me Red. His name is Nalos. He's a little bit grumpy, but he's a very nice guy. And that's Talon, also grumpy, very nice guy, has a big sword. It's pretty impressive. What I think he's trying to say is, I think we have a common goal here. You clearly have taken many a step down your own path. The natural forces that you are able to draw upon is a clear sign that you have stepped forwards towards the perfection of the mind. Therefore, I think that maybe our goals may coincide here. Perhaps our paths are intersecting. Maybe they travel parallel for a moment. And we could help each other with disposing of these corrupting creatures, this terrible influence.
She has listened to you say all of this with her back turned to you, and without turning around, she takes her current mask off, puts a new mask on, which is painted with a little bit more of a happier face. And she tosses up her hood, and she kind of turns around, and there's this eerie kind of white pasty mask now that's got a permanent smile on it. And
you want me to travel with you?
Only if you want to. I do find that wandering the path alone it's nice, but it can be nice to travel with others for a while, as long as the world wills it.
Your words are strange. And they make me feel things. I will continue to walk along your path until mine leads me back home.
Yeah, I think like Red, like he had his like big broad smile, and then like at the last statement, he gives like a very solemn nod, and then he sort of like wraps the beads around his staff with like a little whip of the spear, and like slings it back over his shoulder and holds out his hand to shake and goes, "It'd be a pleasure to travel with you, Cathbad. I hopefully not too much of what all went on there, but it was very helpful to have you."
I am useful, though I feel out of place here. It is dirty.
she refers to the city at large.
You're not in a very good area of it, as evidenced by, dead bodies on the bridge, thief woman running around. We're going to a place that's rumored to be better, but I have my doubts.
She almost says something, but doesn't. You can tell she swallows words, even under the mask.
We waste time.
Exactly. Let's go.
I'm glad that's done. He starts walking.
She looks at both of you and she says, "He is man of few words. You are man of all words."
And she points right at Red.
Yeah, we've often thought he speaks enough for all three of us, to be quite honest. Give him time, you'll be included as well.
I think as they set off down the road, Red starts telling some non sequitur about some instructor at the monastery who used to tell him that he talks too much. Of course, using far too many words to tell this story.
Catbad changes from mask once again to face as he talks.
What's the regret mask? That's the one.
Yeah. Single tear face. As he talks too much on our stolen mission.
Yeah, so we're walking to Starlight Commons.
Commons, yep.
As you make your way off the bridge and into Gelspar proper, the other half that's more of the sort of the center of the city, you find yourself walking through slums. This the sort of the setting is ramshackle buildings, all sort of shrouded in the darkness, because above it is the celestial plateau, which is the sort of the shining beacon of the city. It's the city center. It's where it's the platform that floats as sort of as the center of sort of all of Adriel, and always casts its shadow on Gelspar itself. And so you continue to move in shrouded darkness. And as you are walking through sort of the slums, you see that there are very few people on the streets, and those that are, most of them appear to be thugs of some kind with painted faces that resemble masks, of skulls, not unlike the Houndmaster that you saw.
I put my real skull mask on.
Right. And so, yeah, exactly. And so as the four of you kind of make your way toward Starlight Common, there's something interesting that you notice. There is an uneasy silence to the night. And as you kind of step more towards the Starlight Commons itself, you see what's on the game table. The Hearth Crystal sits atop an ornate tower with detailed stonework at odds with the ramshackle slums around it. Right? The crystal's usual hum is noticeably silent. As you step closer, with each step closer, you feel something more than hear it, and realize that is the resonance of the Hearth Crystal as it's kind of doing its job. You can see that its light is incredibly diminished, and that hum is only felt and not really heard. And as you are beginning to step more towards the light of it, you see more of these thugs, but they're more open. They are lurking in the shadows of the square, but they are definitely making themselves visible. As standing under sort of the ornate tower in the visible light is Kendrick Maddox. Some of you recognize him by, just reputation or name, and some of you do not. He stands between a pair of damaged statues. He wears a black feathered mantle with an intimidating broadsword across his back. It appears that the broadsword's hilt is, ornate in its design and looks unconventional. Talon, you almost can't figure out as you're stepping closer to him whether it's practical to have the hilt of that kind of a sword, because you realize that there are two serpents sort of intertwined in each other, representing that, inside of that hilt. Mm-hmm. When you look on the face of Kendrick Maddox, his features are sharp, almost as if he was cut from stone. Surrounding him at a distance, but keeping sort of a semicircle around him, are a small group of spearmen. Their fine armor at odds with the scavenged garb of the men with painted faces in shadow. As he sees you approaching, he looks across each of your faces and says, "A woman has just taken another shard." His voice is laced with aggravation and impatience. "The chasers have reported to me that they were pursuing her in the direction that you came from. Did you see her? I don't care if she dies. I just need that shard returned. Did you see anything of this nature?"
Does everyone just look at Nallis?
Much, yeah.
Catbad steps up.
Red opens his mouth, so if no one says something, Red will let out another long non sequitur. But let me know.
I was gonna say, Catbad steps up and she goes, she says really, really loud, "Maddox."
Cathbad, I did not realize you were joining the journey here. These men met with Elise. How did you encounter them?
They were doing my job for me. The Houndmaster has been dealt with.
I was worried that he was going to be causing havoc among the citizens here.
He did.
He leans in closer to you and he says, not a word. The chasers are listening. And he leans back and he says, so, did you see her? Did you see the crystal shard? And he's searching the rest of your faces.
Nalo steps up and he says, your Houndmaster assaulted a woman on the bridge. We stepped in to intervene. And he side eyes Red, who I assume still has his mouth open, and he says, but we were too late.
What do you mean too late?
She fell from the bridge. But Elise said you had something for us to find or recover for the safety of Gelspar, and to meet you here, and you would discuss that. I hope it wasn't that crystal.
No, it was just a shard. And he searches the faces of you, all four of you one more time. That's tragic. And as if to accentuate...
You said you didn't care if she died.
Did you find the crystal? Or did it go with her?
We didn't recover anything.
Oh, never mind. I thought you were, concerned. Yeah, forget it.
So I have a question. Yeah, I'll respond to that in just a second. I have a question for Nalos.
Yeah.
What did you do with the crystal?
It's in the folds of his armor. The same place he had the same place he had the coin. That's where he put it. So underneath his shemagh, inside his breastplate.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Cool.
Here comes that one.
That's going to be a fail. Let's see here. I need to roll an 8. 15.
That's not an 8.
That's not an 8.
You're right, Johnny. That is not an 8.
So, give me just 1 second as I do this. As you respond to him about the shard, and as Red, says what he's talks about it, Kendrick's concerns, you feel a vibration begin to kind of play inside of your clothes and your chest. And Kendrick, looking at Red, says, all life is tragically lost. But that crystal could have saved your lives. And that vibrating continues to grow louder and louder as there is a glow that is beginning to emanate from Analys's sort of, area where he's got it sort of contained. And Kendrick Maddox looks around and says, what's that noise? What is that noise? And he looks to Nalos. And that's where we're going to end it.
Oh, you fucking jerk. I had something for that.
Had something.
You shit.
Well, save it for next week.
That was good. Well done. Way to end that. Guys, that was episode 3. We made it off the bridge. It only took us 5 hours.
We interacted with people.
Oh, God.
BridgeCon is now over.
Yep, that was, BridgeCon 2019. Finally over. Thank you guys for making it through that arduous journey of the bridge. We've made it together as one. And now we have a new combat, or a new party member in this to hopefully do the rest of combat for us. That being said, let's go around and do our introductions. We'll start with the MVP of combat here. Dot, who are you, where can we find you, and what are you up to?
I am Dot. You can find me on the internet as Little Red Dot. Put some underscores in there too. Just check the name. You can find me on the Twitches, on the Twitters. I play a ton of tabletop RPGs. I have kind of dedicated my channel to play testing new RPGs. So if you have a game that needs to be tested, just like this one, let me know. That's what I like to do, is play new games and let the world hear and see about it. And when I'm not on my channel playing games and such, I'm on other awesome networks just like this one. Also, usually rolling dice all throughout the week. Literally, I think I have one day this week I'm not rolling dice. So, yeah.
Jealous.
Also a fan of rolling dice. We'll jump over to Sam. Sam, who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to?
My name is Sam, twitch.tv/WizenFool, Twitter @TheWizenFool. I am mostly just doing this right now, figuring stuff out. Some stuff coming down the pipeline in February. We'll deal with that then. I had a blast today. I'm super excited to dive more into showing off Red's weird religious philosophy, because I've been thinking a lot about that. And I know it seems totally illogical and total nonsense, and it probably will continue to seem that way for a little while as you only get bits and pieces. But I've been kind of talking a little bit with Johnny, so he's got a little bit more of an idea of where he's coming from. There's something there. It's not just all nonsense. It's just a little bit occluded.
Part of me wishes it just remained nonsense.
No, it's going to be badass.
It's going to remain plenty. It's going to always feel kind of a little bit hard to piece together. I'm never going to make it super obvious, because what religion has something that's super clear and obvious and not vague. But yeah, I'm excited, and I'm super excited to do the interactions with Cathbad, because I'm interested to see how that interplay goes down.
Yeah. Dot, I will say your character is super weird, and I love it.
When do I ever play a character that's not
That's what
weird?
I'm saying. That's why I had to ask. Are you from nature, or are you just a fucking weirdo? It's a valid question.
Yes, and is the answer.
That being said, John, who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to besides helping to write this?
Yeah, John Helfer's Radio Johnny Panda on Twitter. John Helfer's on, I was going to say Kickstarter for some weird reason, but that's not the case. On Facebook is what I meant to say, and LinkedIn and other places. Yes, I work with Domnivore. I work with Catalyst Game Labs. I work with Clarion, and I work with Lynn Vander. So I do a lot of game stuff, but I'm a writer, editor, raconteur, man of all trades. I will be starting my own Skies of Axia stream on the 31st on Arvid Elrond's channel. Looking forward to that, but I'm really having a blast playing with you guys. The group is now together, and we're off the bridge. Yes. Two very important things happen tonight. We have made progress, folks. Johnny doing a terrific job as well. Typically I'm playing here, or I'm playing an Arv's D&D game, where we're currently doing Curse of Strahd as well. That's every first and third Saturday, except when it's not. And otherwise, that's where I am.
Fantastic. And last but always least, Johnny, who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to?
Johnny Video Store Cowboy everywhere except on Twitter, where I'm VidStore Cowboy. I'm Twitch tabletop streamer with a side variety. I really enjoyed tonight's session, guys. Combat was much more streamlined. It did not go as fast as I was expecting, even though we had some conversations about how to kind of make it smooth. But it was more narrative and it was more cinematic. So the trade-off was fantastic. I'm really kind of just want a session of RP, because you guys fucking nailed the RP tonight. It's just you stepped up, and all of a sudden it was okay, combat. Oh my god, I get to fucking RP. So let's just do this. Let's go full fucking 10 shit.
Let's just go. Say all the words.
Make it happen.
So I cannot wait for the sort of the full breadth of this exchange with Maddox and everything that kind of moves forward. So had a great time. Thanks, and hit me up on my channel, and I'll tell you where I'm going to be next time. So, all right. Thanks, guys.
Guys, that was it. That's it from us. We're going to be back here tomorrow for Blood on the Reich, the Warhammer Fantasy RPG game. And if you guys want to help support the channel, you guys can do so by joining us in the Discord. That is the communal hub, or by checking us out on Patreon and pledging just $1 to help the channel grow. With that, we're going to go raid our friend the Bubbernot. He's playing the Mummy's Mask, I think, which is some D&D, and he's one of my favorite human beings. So go check him out. Give him all. Yes, exactly. Give him all of your hot sticky raid love, and from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.